Hello there, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you a quick run by on what mesh is, uh, why it's good, uh, why it's needed, etc., etc. Um, Personally, I think mesh is amazing. Why they didn't introduce it earlier? Well, I don't know. It's great. It really is. And hopefully, it means Second Life should be faster, richer, and just overall better. Whether or not that'll be true, who knows? Depends how they implement it and everything, I guess. We'll just have to wait and see. But if it's used properly, it can vastly improve Second Life. But we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, okay, it's running a bit slow. And this is why I hate the beta viewer in general, because it's slow and rubbish. We'll just let it load up. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not. Thanks for telling me that. Right then, I think that's a group discussion. I'll leave that quick. We don't want to get any group discussions. Thank you. Okay, so that's the volunteer group. Quickly, I am in a mesh sim. If we see here, mesh testing sandbox 2. There's a group of them. To actually get into the sim, you need to join this group, Mesh Volunteers. To find it, just search in the groups. It'll come up really high up. It's got loads of members and stuff, so it should be pretty obvious what it is. It's made by Oscar Linden, so it's obvious which one it is. And yeah, to actually upload a mesh model, there's two things. One, you need to be age verified, and two, you need to have done this test on their site, which is like 10 questions asking you about mesh. And it's really simple, really easy. They're just about copyright issues and stuff. That's all they're asking you. It's like Dave wants to name his brand N1KE. Is he allowed to do this? It's like, well, no, because it's obviously derived from Nike, or Nike, however it's pronounced. I have no clue, but yeah. Okay, we're loaded up now. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know why this is running so slow. You know what? I'm gonna pause the video and quickly close Blender. That might be something. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Much faster now. Okay, that's because I pressed the record button. Okay, I'll quickly show you something I made the other day. So I was just basically making random stuff. So I got this cabin, and okay, you're probably thinking, well, that's not complicated. You could easily do that with prims. Well, the thing is, could you do that in 21 prims? So this is how mesh works, right? It's all one prim. Okay, it acts as though it's one prim, but they have like a prim cost. So this is one object, one prim, but it has a cost of 21 prims. So if you put it on your land or anything, whilst it'll act as one prim, it will still actually take up 21 prims to place it. So, but even still, mesh is like, it uses up far less prims than if you were to do it with prim equivalents. So like, imagine actually using single prims for each of these. That would 100, I'd say, easily 100 to make that, maybe, and done it in like a fifth of that. So mesh is very good indeed. The one thing that it is not really a problem, but that you need to take into consideration, is just as with sculpts, as you zoom out, they do lose quality. Why is this? It's because on like Sims and stuff, where you've got tons of mesh objects, if it's having to render them all with all their vertices, it could be really slow. And that's basically it. I'll show you a quick fence, because that one you can see like the difference as you zoom out a lot clearer. So, oh yeah, usually when you import stuff, well, usually for me at least, because I usually like to scale things down in Blender, they actually import really small. hey. Yeah, this is just a fence I made, pretty basic, but as you zoom out you can clearly see it's losing its quality. So it's similar to sculpts in that respect, but they don't work the same, and they're much, much, much better than sculpts. I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed that meshes seem to load faster than sculpts. I have no idea if this is... Oh, that's the Blender Bunny thing over there. Sorry, you know, but they seem to load faster than sculpts. I'm probably imagining things. I don't know if I'm right there, but for me at least, anyway. And they don't seem as laggy as sculpts, actually. I mean, I'm running on high settings, I think. No, I'm reading on medium. But yeah, everything seems fine for me, I guess. Alright then, so let's upload something. We'll upload that saber we just built. Upload model. So like, there's no actually default price for a mesh, because of course the price changes depending on the size of the mesh, kind of thing. Not really the size, but the weight. I think that's what the correct term. So yeah, I get this little preview window. I can see it. So as you can see, there is 4 levels of detail. There's high, medium, which, oh my goodness, that looks shocking, low, and then lowest. For something like a saber, I don't know if it really matters that much, but hey, it's down to personal preference. So we'll just call this. Okay, and okay, so the levels of detail, you can either load them from a file, so you can actually create your own levels of detail. So you can do a high level of detail version, a medium level of detail version, low, and such and so on. Or you can have it auto-generate, which is much easier. That's what I've done. I can't be bothered to make 4 different ones. But yeah. Physics, you can use a separate file for the physics. By physics, it actually means like the collision box, where, like, if it was physical, where would the collision box be? How would it act? And this does actually support concave physics. So that means if you've got a cup, whereas with sculpts, it would just act like a block. You wouldn't actually be able to go inside it. With mesh, if you have the correct physics mesh, then yeah, you'll be able to go inside, and you can have hollow physics basically. Yeah, that's definitely a big improvement in my opinion, at least anyway. This other stuff, not really messing with it. It's just talking about the size of it. So like, I could make it larger if I wanted to. I'm not really bothered. It doesn't make too much difference in my opinion. This does actually now support megaprims. There is support for megaprims now. I don't know if they're keeping that or if they're changing that, but as far as I can see, they have. So yeah, without further ado, let's calculate the weight and fees. So this one's got 5,108 triangles, which is quite high in my opinion, especially for a saber. It's not particularly, it doesn't really need that many, but I didn't decimate the model, so I didn't actually try to cut down on vertices, but I'm not particularly bothered by that, as long as it looks alright in my opinion. So yeah, we'll calculate, sorry about that. It seems you have to recalculate it if you select anything else. Hopefully this will work, because I was crashing a little bit when I tried to upload the other day, but let's hope this works, fingers crossed. Come on, upload. It's probably just taking a while. Did I click the button? Yes, I did. Okay, and then that's it, that's my mesh. It comes in as an object, which you can then just drag and drop into the world. As you can see, yeah, like I said, it starts off really tiny. It's not for every mesh, don't be worried. There we go. Okay. So first things, oh. First things first, I exported this without actually linking all the objects together. So it's actually not keep the right scale as I've imported it. I can fix that, but no real point right now. What I can do is just quickly fix it myself. There's no real problem with that. This is the actual main Saber part, which looks just like it did in Blender. Looks fine, doesn't it? Like, as with sculpts, you'll probably know more if you've had more experience with them. When you create them, you're limited to the amount of vertices you use. You have to keep the same UV map, you can't edit it. And they also, all the points, which actually make up the shape of it, will actually snap to a grid. So which means you can, especially with cylindrical objects and spherical objects, you will actually see they seem a little bit more square, and their shape is lost. That's with sculpts. But with mesh, it doesn't seem to happen. Of course, just like with anything else, if I zoom out, it loses its quality, but hey, I'm not too bothered by that. It's just a Saber, and if I was really wanting to upload this, I'd probably make it so that the medium level detail and so on actually look like a solid object, and that wouldn't lose too much detail. See, I tried to do that with this house, so it doesn't lose much detail. I mean, to be honest, as you zoom out, I don't think you'd really see these column bits. These are like the only bits which